Good evening. Welcome back. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Night Talk here in the Bear Cave. It is 10:48 p.m. So let's go ahead and get started. I found that one. It's called Turbo Tiki, and it's in my smooth jazz collection now. It's Sunday night, and yeah, we're just going to relax, enjoy, and maybe I can catch up. Where's everyone? Where's everybody? And I see you, Vicky, my moderator, and baby Juju, wherever you are tonight. And thank you so much, V Love, already in with the $5 super chat right at the start. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. I can tell you it all will go for a very good purpose right now. I can tell you, for example, when I just filed my recent brief on Friday, it was 97 pages. Okay. And that's because it included a lot of exhibits. All right. And to make copies of that, 2 copies I made, you can imagine that it doesn't go very far when you have to, yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. And we are now at, I believe, 147 filings on the docket. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're at 147. Mhm. And so even if I have half, maybe less than half, that gives you some idea. Yeah. Mhm. Anyway, thank you. Or it can go for a cup of coffee when I need it, but I put it toward, expenses like that. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see. Uh, Wait a minute. Let me move my pointer. Yeah, Vicky says that's great. You're able to send your exhibits. Well, we attach exhibits most of the time. Yes, and this time I had it was very detailed. Well, all of my filings, I would have to say, are um, detailed. I checked them over. Now I did find, I misspelled a word, not in this last one, but one or two, because I didn't catch it. Yeah, like sometimes um, just repeat a letter. For example, if I say the and I hit, type T 2 times and I didn't catch it. Yeah. So, and I hate that too, but sometimes, it slips by. But this last one that I worked on, it was a response to the defendant's objections to the magistrate's report and recommendation. So, yeah, very detailed. And we will see in about a month. I say a month. I honestly don't expect to um, see a response earlier than April. Yeah. Everything just came in, Friday. And it's, yeah, I think it's going to take at least minimum 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah. In the meantime, um, couple of dates coming up. March. So if I recall, let's see, the show cause, if I'm not mistaken, that was filed by the judge on the 3rd of March, and the defendant can respond in 14 days. Yep. And that would be March 17th. And then a week following will be March 24th that her response is due. Mm-hmm. And I already anticipate something that she might put in there. But the response is to show cause. Why twice the defendant did not file her legal name and postal address in defiance. In defiance, and why she should not face contempt and sanctions. That's the question. Why she has to explain why she should not be facing contempt and sanctions. That's what the order is for. Mm-hmm. Not even why you missed, why you shouldn't face contempt and sanctions. So she could come up with, oh, well, I didn't file because I was afraid if someone gets my name that they're going to do something. Well, that argument has been made multiple times in briefs since it's almost like since day one, since she showed up last year. Mm-hmm. This whole notion that she needs a protective order. Mhm. Right from the very beginning. And there's so much in these filings that I have not read in detail, in depth. Yes, because especially some of those earlier filings, I'll say some of the earlier filings, when both Jane Doe and John Doe, by the way, she's back to Doe in her filings. Hmm. Yeah, she's, I believe, the last two, maybe two and or three, but certainly two. She didn't file first as Daniel Robertson. She filed as Doe, anonymous. Hmm. Yeah. And so that's what it really has been throughout, aliases, um, and she's anonymous. Also, should I talk about where's everybody? Hey, baby Juju, there you are. I wasn't saying that for you, but I'm glad that you're here. I'm just saying on the YouTube streets out there, it's 11 o'clock straight up and down right now. Um, what's going on? Now that I'm have a little bit of a reprieve from filing right now. Yeah, I'm just waiting like everyone else. Um, it's quiet, isn't it? Is it quiet to you guys on the YouTube streets? Are people, around? Have people moved? Just quiet? What's going on? What have I missed in the last, this past week? I'm sure I probably missed something, but yeah, it's quiet. But anyway, as I was saying, um, in another court, so I'm just going to mention this because Maggie mentioned it, I believe. Uh, there's a show cause for the plaintiff in the other case. And why? Because the defendant filed a motion to set aside the default judgment. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she had filed that, but then the defendant filed another one. Yes. And so now she's has to explain. I think she's explained it. Once I learned, of course, I wanted to look because this is the same defendant. And yeah, that certainly, well, you don't have to raise your hand, but how many of you remember that I said, and I did say, this defendant is going to come back with something? Yeah, I did. Maybe I didn't say it just like that, but I probably said it just like that. I said, hold on. I wouldn't be celebrating too soon. Why? Because I have dealt with this defendant for over a year in filings. Okay? It's not as easy as it appears. It's not as simple as it seems. Now, it may be, the judge may just come back and say, "Oh, I accept it," and whatever, right? After an explanation why there wasn't a response. See, she put that in there, and I'm talking about the defendant. It came in because I looked and said, "Well, wonder how that happened." Because service, alternative service or alternate service, with the email. And yeah. So just don't know what's going to happen with this. I know that this individual does not want to be discovered. Mhm. She does not want it to move, in my case, to discovery. And at this juncture, this last set of arguments, it's really going after this last claim, which she wants dismissed. Um, Defamation related to LARA, which is the licensing regulatory, the board, medical board here in Michigan. Mm-hmm. She wants all that tossed out. So that's why a number of exhibits related to that, including my license. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my licenses. Because I'm telling you, I would really want to read it. But the way she put it forward, as if I didn't even, like, my license was expired. Licenses, one of my licenses. And this individual, I'm sure, has looked through the filings. My response, she did not know what the difference between controlled substance licenses, that's one, a drug control license, which she put there, lapsed, and what the physician assistant license is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so the judge is going to be able to see all of that because it's in order. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, her objection to the magistrate and objections to my objections. Yeah. It's not a cakewalk. It's legal. It's boring. No, it's not boring. None of my filing is boring. Not one page at all. At all. I'm going to stand on that at all. And if somebody gets the opportunity and they have to respond, they're going to find out. They may find out that this back and forth with this defendant is not it's not a cakewalk. Once you get into it and you start having to, pull up receipts and dates and facts, and we haven't even gotten to discovery, because it's discovery where the details, the real details and questions and evidence to support, that all comes out on both sides. Yeah. And I have already, throughout my filings, I have presented a lot of detail in my exhibits, but that's only a few. Because again, I'm pro se. It's a new experience. Had I even known what I know now, my initial complaint would have been even more detailed with dates on everything. I mean, the dates were there, but even on the receipts, it would be easy for a judge to look at something and not realize. For example, I had filed a receipt that showed that the defendant republished, broadcast a brand new video about my divorce in 2024. All right. And that's one of the objections that I responded to, because the defense said everything was time barred. All right. And if it falls within those certain dates, yes, I put on my I agree. If it's legal, it's law, right? But if it didn't, and it was in my complaint, and it was not, I don't know how it, but let's just say I didn't make it clear enough, but the receipt is right there with the date on it, then that's something that I pointed out as one of the receipts. Yes, the defendant. This is why having receipts, those videos, those screenshots, having that membership. Yes. And by the way, I've been a member since when was Tales? Since 2022. I never dropped my membership. I kept my membership. And she has complained that I have the $5 membership a month. Oh, well. If I didn't, there would be receipts that I wouldn't know about, that I wouldn't have. But I'm not going to tell all of my strategy. No. I'm glad I have the receipts. I'm glad I had access to those records, because if I didn't, I'm telling you, you need receipts. It's not what you can say, it's what you can prove. It's not what someone says. As good as it seems, and we know the things that happened, it's what you can prove. Just the same way in the claim for conspiracy. I know what I know, what I know. I do know. But it's not what you know, it's what you can prove and how you can persuade legally your argument to the court, what they will accept based on the law. I don't argue against the law. It's law. It's a learning curve. And boy, that learning curve can hurt. It can hurt you if a person doesn't know the law. That's why lawyers, but I'm telling you, in the front end, I have paid thousands of dollars. And at this point, and I explained it in the beginning, when I filed my lawsuit, whether or not I was going to continue through this process until I can, get to the next. Well, my goodness, I had no idea I would still here a year and months later, we're still, going through, narrowing the claims down. If I had a lawyer filing, maybe I would be a little bit further. I don't know, but I'm just saying, but my pockets would definitely be emptied out by now. Yeah. A year with a lawyer filing? I already know what I've spent. The defendant claimed years ago that I didn't have a lawyer, that I was paying a lawyer, as I go along. I had a retainer. I did. And then when I had to deal with the PPO, that was thousands of dollars. Yes, to defend myself against that. You see, I'm already, even if you win, okay, there's still time, money, sweat equity, harm, a lot of things that have been done that people don't understand that have been done. Yeah. They haven't walked in my shoes. They think that my claims are frivolous, that my lawsuit is the weakest, that I don't have a case. Well, I'm going to find out. I don't know. I have to get to the next level. So I'm not saying that I'm there yet. I'm not like that. No, I know what I'm dealing with here. Okay. I'm dealing with someone that says she's clever, that she can persuade the judge, that she's going to win, and that she has no limits. She's going to do what she needs to do. And if that means not being above board. She has said it. She will do what she needs to do. And if she remains anonymous, and that's what she plans to do to get away with it, she said there's layers. Well, we're going to soon find out. We're going to find out if she's going to convince the court that there's good reason still. But the district judge has ordered. Yeah. But she's coming up with more, like, for example, and again, this is in my words. Why would she need to be unmasked? And she has used that term unmasked multiple times. If there isn't a claim that is going to stick. And so already, I already have an idea of how she's going to, if she responds to the court, what she's probably going to, her angle, one of her arguments to the court. But the court has struck that down multiple times with the, you can't with the sword and the shield. Want protection from the court, argue, substantive motions, briefs, and have participated in litigation this long. And I'm the plaintiff, and I don't even know what I'm dealing with. Who I'm dealing with. And she said in so many words, that I'm only doing this to get her identity. You mean all of this is only to get her identity. That is what she's trying to convince the judge. Yeah, that everything else that it's not real. That's not why. Again, it's my words. You can look through it. But I'm just summarizing it. Her main point to the judge about why this disclosure is that I want her name. Just because. No. It's important. It's procedure. And remember what I said in the beginning when I filed to hold this person accountable for the things that she has done. Accountability. That's why. One of the reasons why. To get some resolution, because I don't want to be haunted by, and I'm putting it like that. So understand, someone who is out here anonymous, who has said what she is going to do for the rest of my life and also has come after my profession. That is so important to me. I've worked very hard for that. She said she wants to destroy my legacy. She has said it multiple times. She has talked about my legacy. And the court needs to hear that and see that that's what she is up to. Yes. As part of it, that it's not that she is concerned that I'm going to do something. No, she's going to say that to the judge. But what she's failing to tell the judge is the reason why she wants to remain anonymous so that she can get away with doing things to others that she has done, uh-huh, and remain this persona, this Montana persona, this bad girl. Yes, that's what she called herself. I put it in my last filing, under a footnote. Mhm. Yes, burner phones, aliases, multiple emails, addresses, personas, layers. That's why. That's why the judge doesn't know what she's doing on YouTube, but she has a whole lot to say, and she has repeated things over and over and over again. And I'm talking about, well, she knows. Yes, one phrase, and she keeps on. Yeah. The judge doesn't know her tactic. The judge doesn't know her history. Not like I do. And the judge isn't concerned about this YouTube kind of stuff. It's the law, what's legal. I'm not bringing all this YouTube drama into my case. Although, if you look at her filings, some of them she has inserted people into it like it's YouTube or something. And that's not what it is. And she's done that to Muddy. But she's not going to be able to show any receipts. None. I can't wait. She says I've defamed her. I haven't seen I haven't seen any real receipt from her at all about a lot of things that she has said about me in these filings. Yes. The only thing she can is consistent that she's been hashtagged. She's been hashtagged. Is there anything else? And she, an old post from 2021, 2022, time barred. That doesn't count, Danielle. It's good for background, I guess. Yeah. But for defamation and all of that, and it's, which it isn't. But it's good for background. But what she hasn't shown the judge for background, when she put up or talked about the dirty 40, yeah, she put that in. She said that I have stalked 40 people. 40. Even though I said the dirty 40. You see, I'm not going to back down from that. But she mischaracterizes and says things to the judge that she doesn't have a receipt for. She hasn't put one receipt up about the dirty 40. Put up the receipts. The accusations where I've stalked, which I know I haven't. Yeah, where are these dirty 40? And I explained what that meant. The 40, remember? That closed party? The people on your Twitter, X. Yeah. The ones that shared information saying that, well, yeah, remember? Remember the account that was created that tells from the Popo about tells from the cult? The party line. That's right. The party line. Okay. But my point is, she says a lot of things without receipts. Yeah. But it's strategic because then she can just plant it. And when she says it over and over, hopefully something will stick in the judge's mind. Like there's this, like, she's painting me. Okay. But it's not true. I mean, this person that she's characterized and said that. Yeah. But if it ever comes up, if we ever get to it and somebody wants to know, if somebody wants to know about the dirty 40, if it gets to that, then maybe we can have a conversation with maybe some receipts that if we get to that point, the party line, conversations and find out what they talked about. But we're not there yet. I got to get through this next one. And that's what she doesn't want to happen. I'm not talking about the dirty 40. No, it's not that. The truth to come out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because the court hasn't heard not one recording, not one, from either one of us. Not one. She has never heard Danielle's voice. She has never heard this Danny Montana, go into this rage. No. And talk about my medical license and what she's going to do. And talk about the other person. See, she's the judge hasn't heard that. And that's what she doesn't want to happen. No one does. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So right now on paper, and that's why it's so important, even with the receipts. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to sit up here and say, I know what's going to happen in my case or anyone's case. I'm talking about this defendant and what they do. Yeah. I don't know about any call. What is this? A call to Maggie was very manic and I know I've missed a lot of things. You're gonna have to catch me up on that because you mean a call to her? I know that there was a call to the police or something. Like a police report that Polly is going to make or is making. Again, I don't know exactly, and I've said that. Oh, that one. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I forgot about. Yeah, the phone call that. Yeah. That, yes, that Danielle made to Maggie. Yes, that phone call. Yes, yes, she played that one. I've forgotten about that. Yeah, because I'm not focused. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's one of her personas. That's one of her, when she goes into these, she said she can be two people. She did. She said there are two of me. She didn't tell the judge that. That's why. That's why she wants to remain anonymous. Not because she's concerned about me. No, no. Oh, I'm not. You think I'm. She wants to put a record. She said she wanted to make a public record. Yes, in 2024, Danielle. You see, I missed that part because I hadn't looked through these videos as closely. But she was planning. She said she wanted to create records and that a record would soon be created. And she was talking about the PPO. And she knew when I was served. I didn't know that. How would she know when I was served? I'm saying it loudly enough so if you want to put it to, let the judge know that I'm saying this so maybe she can ask me about it. Yeah. She knew based on the video from 2024 before the PPO hearing. She already knew about the filing. She knew it was a restraining order. This was a private, uh, between myself and the PPO petitioner. She was already knew about it, had already knew when I was served, had been watching, waiting, talking about it. She's not Houdini. That means she would have been informed by someone. Mhm. She said that something was coming up, a record was going to be created. And lo and behold, I didn't know what she was talking about. I wasn't even listening to those videos. Little did I know she was creating the paper trail that she said she was going to create. She has said the word fixation, unusual fixation, multiple times, even in her first filing. I had to go back because I just wondered. The judge used it one time. Danielle has planted that in the filings from day one. Who is fixed? Ah. These filings are something else if I were to pull them apart. I just haven't. It's throughout her strategy and what she does. That's in them too. Paper trail. That's what she's doing. That's what she did in 2024. And yes, I won't say allegedly. I have her receipts, but we can say allegedly. I know that seems like a contradiction, meaning I know what I know. I have the receipts. Mhm. Paper trail multiple times. Paper trail on I can't.com. Uh, if I didn't have access, if I hadn't have gotten those receipts, then I wouldn't have them in my filing right now from I can't.com. That's right. That's not stalking at all. And she doesn't like that I have those receipts. And that's why she's fighting to get everything dismissed. Can you blame her? She's the defendant. It's, you know, we live in America. That's what she said. Oh, that's right. I've got to find that one. America. America. That's right. Mhm. And she knows that. She said, because we live in America. So that means you're not on foreign soil? So you're an American somewhere in the United States, right? A resident of, I don't know yet, but I put in my last filing at least 6 different addresses that she has referred to using a registered agent. Yes, beginning with Delaware that I know of. So, Delaware, someone else is in Delaware. Let's just get it out here, can we? All About the Tea, Monica, is registered in Delaware too. Okay. Another individual who I won't name is registered at the Wyoming, the same registered agent that the defendant is registered with or used, and someone that she has mentioned in the last 5 years. Yes, it's funny how they just follow each other from Texas. Y'all didn't know that? Y'all didn't know that? They travel from Texas to Delaware to Wyoming to California to Oregon to Florida. They're just all over the place. They might be in Virginia. They may be in Tennessee. They might be in South Carolina and Louisiana too. Who knows how these people travel? They might be in New Mexico. They might be in Colorado. There's a lot of states. Indiana. Because she said I can be anywhere I want to be. I use burner phones. So if I want to be here, I'm there. All I have to do is use a burner phone and, a VPN, and I'm where I want to be. Yeah. Who does all that? Why? Why is she zigzagging across the country? And why are other people zigzagging across the country too, forming LLCs and other things? Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe, Maybe there's only 5 or 6 or 10 registered agents in this whole country, and they all like the same ones. It's kind of like a referral. Yeah, maybe somebody referred them. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't. How would I know? I don't. Hmm. But like she tries to put a paper trail on me, she has a paper trail too, an electronic one. I may not have access to it yet, or mm, but somebody said what doesn't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. And that's what she doesn't want to happen, because I want the truth. Yes. And accountability. Yeah. Who is this person that's done this? Mhm. That wants to. Yeah. Yeah. Don't I deserve to know? And she sure knows. Yeah. And now she's trying to reduce it to like, oh, so she said in her filings that she didn't have anything to do with the PPO. Nothing. Absolutely nothing to do with it. Okay. I I haven't had my final say. This is what she said. She had nothing to do with the PPO. Um, in ECF 137, well, the judge did talk about that picture, that part. That, yeah, I didn't prove that there was conspiracy, that the two of them planned to file a PPO, but that, yeah, that picture, yeah, that got into her hands. And she said that. Yeah, she possessed the original Zoom picture. And she even pointed to the PPO petitioner recording it. But somehow she's forgotten that. Hmm. And she doesn't want that to be added to the complaint or amended. So that's the other motion or reply that she responded to last week. I don't know how the court is going to rule on that one. That one is separate from the report and recommendation. Yeah, she doesn't even want that added, that, she had the PPO picture, she possessed it, and it was unlawfully obtained. She doesn't want that in there. I talked a lot. It's Sunday night. It's 11:57, and we've been on for an hour. How about that? And I haven't read anything. I just talked. Everything that I've said, just fair use commentary. Everything that I've said, I have a receipt for it. I do. This is my opinion as well. I mentioned that, where I paraphrase, where I gave my opinion on either my case or something else that is related to this defendant. That's my focus, is how this party moves. So you want to hear it? You heard it here first. This person like I said. Don't be surprised. I won't be surprised. Nothing will surprise me about this person except that she will comply. That will surprise me. Nothing else that she does surprises me, whether it's in my case, anyone else's case, whether she puts my name, however she's trying to do things, she's still trying to go after Joinder. Yeah. You know, that's a question. That's a really good question. Love wants to know. If I may ask, why does she dislike you so much? So much. Somehow it doesn't seem to add up. And the part that doesn't add up, why would someone go this hard, and I've said it, in the paint against someone? Go this hard. Why? Maybe there's something to, a receipt or something that I know or have or that she thinks I know. I can't answer that question exactly. You'd have to find out that from her, because that is something that a lot of people ask. It is so disproportionate. No one else I can think of, Jaguar Wright would come the closest. Jaguar Wright comes the closest. I cannot, Nosy Ho, Jaguar Wright, myself, I cannot explain. She has come after my medical license multiple times. I didn't even know that until recently. I don't know. I can't really, it doesn't make sense. She can't and has not thoroughly explained it. Someone talking about using an AI voice. Come on. Everything that she has talked about and tried to convince her listeners, people, she made up. She made up that Tammy lie. That was the biggest lie. Early on. Why? She has made up a lot of things. Ask her. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, except because I have to go even back to 2022. This was before I wasn't even talking about Miss Tolbert. I hadn't even delved into that. She was coming after my medical license in May of 2022. Receipts, yeah. That's okay. That is the only explanation that I have. Let me tell you. The only explanation that I can truly give, that I believe, and I've said this, I have Nosy Ho Live's videos. And she came after Nosy Ho Live. She took her down And with her termination went all of her videos, all the evidence of her and the others that she collaborated with to take down Nosy Whole Life. She thought those receipts were gone. After Nosy Whole Life was off of YouTube, I began making videos, showing videos of Nosy Whole Life. I had not made any contact with this defendant when I first started doing that. I hadn't. I didn't even know who she. Honestly, I didn't know who she was. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention to the whole summer stuff. I wasn't even involved in it. No. And the first time she struck me by impersonating Nosy Whole Life. So I think it's those videos. I think it's that I started releasing them and showing Nosy Whole Life in a different light. And that kind of ruined her plan. She didn't plan for that. I didn't plan for it. I didn't know. She did not plan for someone to have recordings that she thought she had control over. And that is probably it. That was the one thing she didn't count on. And that probably just does it for her. That's the only thing I can think about. Yeah. Nothing else that I've done, nothing touches it. I can't think of it. I don't know. I really don't. She has no receipts. She's going to say, well, I have to say before, Daniel Elizabeth. So I'm talking about way before that. It had to do, I think, with the Nosy Whole Life videos. Yeah. She didn't count on it. And she wanted, I think, to get back at me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. That's only my explanation. So, yeah. Love says, I saw one video she put out about you, but it wasn't worth what she did to you. Nobody, if they were honest, and these people aren't honest, the revengers, they're following her because they're afraid of her. I mean, what I mean by following her is they're not going to speak up against her if she shows them that, right? Because they're afraid of her. They are afraid of her. They are. Yes. Even Evangelist Val, she admitted people are afraid. So let's stop this. I've been saying it all along. But yeah, you saw one video. Yeah. So what? What? It's so perplexing. It doesn't make sense. Think about all the people that have been in beefs with her. Yeah. That part she didn't win on. That part she didn't count on. So maybe she looks at it as she didn't totally win with Nosy Whole Life, because Nosy Whole Life videos weren't destroyed, aren't controlled by her. Yeah. She has them in her possession, some of them. But yeah, I don't know. So D for desperate now? I don't know. And you agree, then the moles were sunk. Yes, the moles were sunk right after I started playing those videos. And you know who else is a mole? I'm telling you, I've been going through some of these receipts. I know it's late, 12:08. Um, I believe that child of God person. There were so many people that were coming to my um, chat, but I have reason to think that a number of them were just moles or just watching. There are others that I could say their names too. So he's not above one or the other. I'm just saying one of them. Yeah. Mhm. And yeah, hopping down the bunny trail. Yeah. And I told her a lot. I shared a lot. I did. Yeah. All right. We can talk more some other time. Yeah. Sometimes I come on and I just, yeah, I talk just like I did. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else before I say goodnight? Let me check my email. I'm good. I'm looking. But just remember, I think there's still going to be some surprises. You heard it here first. There might be a surprise that I'm not expecting either, right? I'm not saying I don't know what's going to happen with my case. I'm just saying there are probably going to be some surprises that we didn't even, well, that's what a surprise is, right? Anticipate. I don't know. Thank you. Biggest bear hugs go out to each of the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way out. Join me sometime tomorrow. It will be a new week. And yeah, please hit the like on your way out. I think I said that. Check the community wall and keep your bear phones on. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.